Hi, howdy, I'm Yaz. Thank you so much for joining me for the last part of Scene Investigators. Today we're going to tackle the bonus case, the Hughes Manor Feud. So let's get right into it. Let's hope for the best. Last one was a struggle for me, and this one's more difficult. We'll see what happens.
Loading Hughes Manor's Feud.
Situation. The accomplished CEO of a successful real estate firm passed away, and a somber wake took place at his house. Just a few hours after the mourners dispersed, another tragedy occurred, prompting a frantic call to the police. Piece together the events that unfolded and discover what had happened. All right. Seems like this is going to be a rather large location, if I had to guess. And we've got some drag marks. That's drag marks inward, it looks like. Well, maybe drag marks outward. Regardless, drag marks. Let's look at our questions, and it looks like we have an item this time. Oh, we have 2 items. Alright, we've got a phone. This phone was found in the suit pocket of the body in the 2nd floor. Oh boy. And police officer's notes. These are notes from a police officer who responded to the scene. Okay. We'll come back to those. Oh, we have audio files too. Very cool. Okay. Okay, let's see. Questions. Among the total money to be distributed to the children, how much percentage was each son supposed to receive? We've got Ellis, Roger, Glenn, and Roman. Who is the target of the blackmail? How many people were killed? Depending on the number entered, please fill in the sets of names of both the victim and perpetrator in the following fields. Alright, very interesting. I'll take some notes here and be right back. Alright, we've got notes galore. We've got audio files and items. I think, as is usual when we tackle one of these, I'd like to explore, kind of get my own feel for what's going on, and then tackle those supporting pieces. So we've got a brief case. Let's just do a general overview, see how many rooms we have here, see what kind of stuff we've got to work with. What is that? It's a nice house. They got croissants. That's a nice house. They've got perfectly shaped food. Okay, not that room. So we've got this dining room. Not that room. Okay, so we've got dining room, entryway. We'll get back to this. We've got living room where they were having the eulogy ceremony words, shenanigans, pottery book, safe room. We've got the safe room. We've got a pistol. .9mm rounds. Okay, so this is the camping and safe room. I don't know what just made a sound behind me. That was... Does my house have ghosts? My house might have ghosts. Okay. Let's see if we have anything upstairs. This is a very nice house. Could you imagine? You could just stand there and look out the window? Could you imagine you could just stand here and look out the window? Dent. Oh goodness, okay. Not that room though. So we've got one room up here. One room over here. And a cool rock. Okay. And we need to keep in mind, maybe, that you can overlook this area from up here. That could be of some sort of relevance. Possibly. Alright, I guess we'll start upstairs. Why not? We've got a Fresh It Mart card. Bake Field Mailbox. Number 4. We've got keys. Very good. We've got keys. We've got a chalk outline here. We've got a tape outline, rather. And we don't have any blood. There's a gouge in the floor. I was going to say a dent. That's not right. There's a gouge in the floor. There's some damage over here. Some toppled statue. Knocked down pillow. This looks kind of like a medical a medical emergency, rather, or a medical incident, I guess. Got a basil plant in the window. Very nice. But yeah, it doesn't look like this person maybe was harmed physically, at least not externally. But it does look like they had stumbled. Oh my goodness, we're a vampire. Okay. That is a weird design, that's for sure. Okay. Anything in your trash? No. Anything in your trash over here? No. Alright, so you did some stumbling, and you dropped some keys. What is the gouge in the floor? That's odd. You might have knocked this over. Coming from wherever you were coming from. And we've got this room with golf clubs. Radio, CD, etc. How to influence the World Wide Web.com, the New Age Empire. Pulling yourself together. How to... What the heck does that say? Sustain your life. I thought it said sunshine your life. Like, that doesn't make sense. Alright. We've got a suitcase. Some receipts. A postcard, a ring. Another suitcase. Another suitcase. Do you know which stars the ancients couldn't reach? So let's look at these items then, see if we can get a clearer picture. This is a university ring. It is for the New York State Rugby Championship. And usually, yep, there's an inscription inside. So this is Ellis's ring. Warm welcome from Miller's Creek. Okay, postcard. It says, "Hey hun, I'm almost heading out. Can't believe my old man is actually gone. Don't want to be too sobby in this, but man, this hits me hard. On the bright side, I'll be rolling in the dough. Maybe we can finally settle down, just the two of us. I'll be in town for about 2 weeks, and this time I won't have to worry about having to constantly look for a job. These guys don't know what they're missing out on. See you then." So, this is a postcard to Daniela Stren in New Jersey. We'll take a picture. This is probably from Ellis, based on the ring, but you never know. Okay, this is 3 tickets for betting on different sports teams. Is this like the Super Bowl type thing? Yeah, that seems right. Okay, so this person bet $500 and didn't win anything, maybe? It says better luck next time. Oh yeah, because the winnings are listed below. So this person paid $250, won $500. And this person, or this time they lost $500. So it seems like this person, despite having a very wealthy family, was not sharing on the wealth up until the point that their parent passed away. So Ellis is getting something. I'm gonna put a star next to Ellis just in case, in the percentage of money to the son section, because perhaps maybe some sons were left out and aren't getting anything. So I'll star the people that I think for sure are getting something. So we got that figured out. Golf club. Looks clean and non-suspicious. We've got another wall gouge. So yeah, maybe whoever it is that collapsed in this room up here had been stumbling and falling into things, and yeah. So we'll go with probably not killed unless poisoned or killed some way like that with some sort of intoxicant or something that they're allergic to. As we go down the stairs, though, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of those same markings, so I'm not sure where they were coming from. Maybe from like over here somewhere and we just don't know this area. Okay. So we've got that big blood spatter right there. Let's look around in this room. Okay, so in this living room type area, this is where people were gathering to talk about their dearly departed. There's a card for Clifton's Restaurants, where the best are served the best in New York. Okay. The House of Money. Making profit, buying homes. Bastards. Making money. Extorting what other people need to survive. Upscaling for the Boom, CEO of the Hughes Property Group by Gordon Rush Hughes. Is that you? Are you Gordon Rush Hughes? This modern housing market has experienced fluctuations like never before. I don't think I need to read this. It's just, here's how you buy house and make money. Oh, thank you, Gordon Hughes. Okay. Dear Felix, by the time you are reading this, I will have passed on. This letter is an additional note to the will I have left behind. I have hired Stanton Law to be an intermediary and supervise the distribution of the remainder of my wealth. This letter is to justify the thought process of what is to follow. Each son will receive points based on their employment status and the condition of their marriage or relationship. Oh, do I have to do math? If they're unemployed, they will be given a negative point to their overall amount. This is because I don't tolerate laziness. If they have any job in general, they receive 1 point. If they have any government job, they receive an additional point. A middle management position gets an additional 1 point. If they're in a C-suite position or higher, they may receive 2 points to their overall amount. Marriage was sacred to me, as it was to their mother. If they are single, they do not receive or subtract any points. If they are divorced, they have a single point taken from them. If they are married, they gain 1 point. If they've provided the family with even one single male heir, they gain an additional point. Whoever shall have the highest amount of points will receive a 15% addition. Whoever shall have the second amount of points will receive a 10% addition. Third place shall receive the same. The final score shall receive 5%. Well, I guess we could check the will. Maybe it doesn't want me to try to do this math. Maybe that's me coping. 5, 30, 30, and 35. That's 100. That might be it. We'll see if the will gives us anything extra to work off of, but that's what I'm going with for now. Okay, we're gonna take a picture of this. I think I already did actually, but my short-term memory refuses to tell me if that's the case or not, so. I know this may seem as an odd request, but my children understood my values as they were raised up. I'm proud of each one, but I always like to reward them allowance based on the chores they did. This is their final allowance. I know that you will follow my instructions without question, as you always have. However, I want you to know that with my death, your contract has come to an end. You are no longer obligated to work for the Hughes family. I want to make sure that you feel no obligation. You are about the age of retirement, and I wish that you can live the rest of your life with your wife in peace. Therefore, I hope you carry out my last wishes, not as my butler, but as my good friend. Hit the read button, because sometimes it gives additional information like we figured out in the bloodbath one. Because we could see what was under the label. So that must be the audio recording that we have. This is the last will and testament. Oh. I, Gordon Hughes, being of sound mind, not acting under duress or undue influence, and fully understanding of the nature of all my property and of this disposition thereof, do hereby publish and declare this document to be my last will and testament, and hereby revoke any and all other wills therefore heretofore made by me. Okay, I nominate and appoint Felix White as personal representative of my estate. If my personal representative feels or ceases to serve, then I nominate William Brandon Darby. Felix is the first and second beneficiary. Interesting. Oh, wait, no. Any charities is chosen by Felix. And then Felix himself. And then Ellis. 17% of the remaining 90%. Okay. You know what? We're just gonna scrap that math. Okay. Ellis. We're gonna do a second column of just starting money. Roger, Glenn, Roman. I will provide an additional 15, 10, 10, or 5 of my final 40% of my 90% of my wealth to my respective sons. Does it want the overall percentage of the leftover wealth, or does it want the percentage of the 90%? How much? Among the total money distributed to the children. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Okay, so Ellis started with 17%. Roger started with 16%. Glenn started with 14%. And Roman started with 13%. And then they will have an additional... One person will have an additional 15. One person will have an additional 10. One person will have an additional 10. And one person will have an additional 5. Based on the attributes laid out here. So employment status and marital and children status. Okay. Hey, what's this? Hey, a phone I can't use. Good. Okay. So I can look at this pottery book for reasons. Martha Amelia Hughes. Oh, is that the mom? / wife. Is she already deceased? Maybe. That would make sense as to why he's leaving. Yeah. And I wish that in the next I shall be reunited with my wife. Yeah, okay. R.I.P. Martha. Wow, she's got a lot of books about vases. Who's this a bust of? It's a lot of books. Okay. So, hunting / safe room. There's a camp. That's where you can find different creatures. Color-coded. They got walkie-talkies. Got a whole operation figured out here. They've got first aid stuff. This thing. Oh, it's a gun box. Guns galore for hunting. Knives galore. What's this one doing, though? All off to the side and weird, like... I don't know. Kinda suspicious. Kinda weird. Got 9mm. Bullets. Bullets. Safe that we cannot open. There is one missing. Right? Because there's 4 knives. Oh. Well. Maybe there should actually be 5 knives. There's 5 rifles, 4 knives, 3 pistols. There's only 4 pistol spots, though. What's that about? I'm gonna take a picture of this. This feels relevant in some way, shape, or form. There are only 3 walkie-talkies out, though. So it's like very inconsistent, the numbers of people. 2, 4, 5, 6. 6 X's. Okay. I'm on the camping and hunting side quest right now. Hmm, 4 pool sticks. I'm missing 2 pool sticks. You know, it very well could be that 2 people were just playing pool in this room. I don't know. What do I know? I'm just an imaginary detective in a video game who's also a vampire. Cough drops. Cough drops. We've got a necklace. I'll miss you, Dad. Did they have a daughter? Am I stupid? Did they have a daughter? Or is this one of the sons? Yeah, I think this is one of the sons, right? James Mendes for Min Defense. That's a really funny little picture. Oh my goodness, look at him. Look at him. He's so cute. Rats and nasty things that crawl. We zap, shoot, and trap 'em all. Call me. Need someone to supervise a business contract. I mean, I just glanced at that notebook and it said meet with a district attorney, so it seems like somebody's a lawyer or something. State of Nevada Victim of Crime Program. Yeah. Yeah. Meet with the district attorney. I'm not told that he want to. I'm only told that he want to charge the Holt kid even though he's a minor. Tell him it's not likely to move forward. Dinner with Joseph Michaels. Dad left Sniper at the log cabin. Retrieve it. Make sure to drive down next week and return it to him. District Attorney appointed me as the prosecutor for Barley Davidson's case. Kyle Santino should have the initial files ready by 2 p.m. today. Call Daniel O'Reilly, 4 p.m. Dad died. Cancel this week. Call Valerie when home. Won't be good to see Ruby. Cancelled all this stuff. Pick up Ruby. Oh, is that his? Oh. Seems like he's divorced and has a daughter. Take Ruby to Super Castle Park. So Ruby the daughter and bring Ruby to Valerie. So divorced and no male heir because patriarchy states that women children don't matter and only male children do. So who's this? Which son is this, though? Which son be you? Because this son's not getting a very good score. whichever son lives in Nevada, I guess, because we're in New York here, right? So this is a son who does not live local. I don't know what happened there. Though I guess that's what I'm supposed to figure out. Very suspicious coffee maker, if you ask me. Just kidding. It's not. It's normal. It's fine. Is that the mom? Martha? R.I.P. Martha? I'm not willing to rule out a poisoning subplot here. But maybe I ought to. Trash can. The most important part of any room. What is that? Y'all, I don't know. I don't know what that thing is. Is that just a little nothing and I'm overthinking it? Probably. This is so weird to me. Okay, we've got these little pouches. I was curious about these. To Samuel Hughes. Who is Samuel? I don't know. None of the sons. To Harmony Hughes. Harmony and Samuel. So, guessing everybody else picked theirs up except Harmony and Samuel. So these two people are not here. It seems like. Keep Roger from drinking too much. Damian Goodman, James Goodman's son, is allergic to strawberries. Make sure he doesn't get any. Philip Braxton has a slight lactose intolerance. Roger's one of the sons. Keep him from drinking too much. Evelyn Fletcher, Joshua Fletcher's mother, has early onset dementia. Alert Joshua in case anything happens. Roman's son is allergic to nuts. Roman has a son. Remember William Riverside. I remember. Don't forget William Riverside. Roman has a son. Okay. We got that. Has a son. One of these people has a daughter, whoever's briefcase this is. Oh, does the outside of the briefcase have any? No. We'll figure it out. Just not yet. Okay, somebody's phone is plugged in over here. We've got phone numbers. So we'll start with... These all have the same area code. Start with this one. Okay, so this is a text between Felix and phone owner. Felix says, do remember to prepare your speech by Friday. We will start preparing for the toast at 11 a.m. Hope that you can be here early to help. Phone owner says, yeah, hey Felix. I'll be back at 2. Got some things to do. Felix says, I see. We'll see you then. I will be away for an hour or 2 to do some errands. Do let me know if you need anything. Alright, phone owner texts 4302. Phone owner. Did you hear that shit during the speeches? Man, I'm sick of his attitude. 4302 says, so the plan is still in action, right? Phone owner says, all three of us agree that he needs to be put in his place, right? No way I'm stopping now. We need to do it today. I can already imagine the look on his face when I pull up the dirt on him. Okay, blackmail. This is blackmail. 4302 says, can't believe we're going to do this. You know my son looks up to you. Phone owner says, I'm sure he does. Where the hell is that little shit? Okay, so is 4302 Roman? Roman has a son. Gonna put 4302 question mark. And 1311 texts were deleted. Uh-huh. Okay. There's a blackmail subplot. There's a who has how many children subplot. There's a casing. Hey, there's a casing. Okay. Casing. 9mm casing. Right here. So, they shot someone. Right here. Looks like. I don't see any other bullets. I don't see any projectile strikes anywhere, for that matter. Okay. So, yeah, that looks like a gunshot wound. These look like drag marks, not like a person who walked out, right? So, somebody shot somebody. You know, let's compare some of the timestamps of this phone, or date stamps rather. Because this was the 13th. So this person said, I'll be back at 2 on the 13th. Is this person have anything from the 13th? No. Okay. That cleared up nothing. I think we looked at all of the rooms now, right? So I suppose let's look into the other phone that we have and the audio tapes. Yeah. This is so weird. Okay. We've got the phone found in the suit pocket of the body in the second floor. So this phone has messages. This is Felix's phone. Right? No. Do you remember to prepare your speech? So this is Felix telling phone owner to prepare their speech. Phone owner said okay. Felix said see you then. Phone owner said see you. I will be away for an hour or two to do some errands. Phone owner says okay. Phone owner is not very talkative, I see. Phone owner texts 8891. 8891 says, what do you want from me? Phone owner says, I need to talk to you, it's important. 8891 says, I'm busy with work right now, just leave me a message. Phone owner says it needs to be in person. 8891 says, fine, meet me outside in 5 minutes, and this is on the 16th, the date of the incident. And then we've got texts deleted. So 5766 and 1311. Deleted texts. $14.92 is Felix. $43.02 is one brother. So $57.66 is phone on table. $13.11 is phone upstairs pocket. Okay. And 4302. Okay, let's take picture. Picture of this section. Picture of this section. We don't need that section. Okay. Where the hell is that little shit on 516? I will be away for an hour or two. Do let me know if you need anything. 512. Felix? Is Felix the target of the blackmail scheme? Possibly. Felix. Why did it do that? Okay, Felix. Can't put a question mark to remind myself that that's not my final answer. We'll leave that for now. Okay. So far, all of these numbers that have been texting each other have had the same area code. Which I'm assuming is the local area code, since Felix's number also has that area code. So briefcase guy, I'm guessing, is not amongst these texts, but could be, and it could be like a red herring, not a red herring, but like, you know, one of those little things where it's like, oh, he didn't change his number after he moved or whatever, you know? Okay. So this is, what do we have here? Let's look over. Okay. Unknown victim. Male. White. Black suit, black dress pants, black tie. Dirt on underside of body as if body was dragged, covered in blood. Yeah, I saw dirt here as well, yeah. And there's drag marks. Bullet wound to his midline forehead. Right hand ring finger and pinky finger looks twisted. Right hand ring finger and pinky finger looks twisted. What does that mean? Twisted. Like, okay. Under suit sleeve scratch marks on hands and arms. Lorraine Rayton. She's a witness. She's a neighbor. 7811. That was a text message that said, "What the hell do you want?" Wasn't it? Oops. Hitting too many buttons. No, it wasn't. Oops. That was 8891. Okay. Lorraine Rayton. Around 5:30, I saw a car drive out of mansion property. Unknown driver, red sedan, headed eastbound from scene. I observed that there is no red sedan in the lot. Very good. Okay. Is there any correspondence between 7811 and anyone? I don't think there was. Why would a left hand fingers be twisted, and why would there be scratch marks on hands and arms? Let's listen to to audio files. This is the butler questioning.
What was the event about?
We held a gathering to honor the late Gordon Hughes at his mansion. His 4 sons each gave a eulogy. Food and wine was served. Then his will was shown, revealed to his 4 children. If you wish to see them as evidence, we have provided the recorded audio tapes and a copy of the will.
Where were you at the time of the crime?
After all the guests left, I cleaned all the mess they had left behind. After that, I had to go run some errands. Here are the receipts of what I had to buy.
Do you have any suspicions of who did it?
I don't want to believe any of them did it. I've known them since they were so young. But I also know that it couldn't have been any of the guests, as I've personally watched them all leave before I started cleaning. Also, the sons were all in the house as I left.
Interesting. And let's get the eulogies.
Welcome. We've gathered here today to honor the late Gordon Hughes. He was a dear friend and a dear father. We'll start our presentation of the eulogies with the successor of Gordon's company. Jonathan Reed, if you could stand up here.
Gordon was never just my boss. Over the time I was given to know him, he became one of my closest friends and the greatest teacher I've had. When I was young, I lived like trash. I was down on my luck and penniless. Gordon hired me, gave me a chance, and told me how to conduct myself. The position I have today is because of him, and there's nothing I can do to express the gratitude I feel. Gordon's own path was also similar, though with different starting points. He had to struggle to make his way to the top. Hard work, humility, and support. His virtues are what he told me to take to heart. I hope I can embody these as I take up the flag that he left behind. I swear to make his legacy last. As the new CEO of the Hughes Property Group, I would like to extend an offer to Roman, Gordon's youngest son, to work as a manager for our company. Roman, you are a rising star in the real estate world, and I'm sure that your father would want you to work with us. How about it?
No, thank you, Jonathan. But I'm quite proud of my current work, and I'd prefer not to take orders from anyone.
Oh, I see. I shall give you time to consider the offer. Now I believe that Ellis, Gordon's eldest, is next.
Thank you, Jonathan. I wouldn't have minded taking that managerial spot you have, by the way. Yeah. Anyhow, you may already know me. I'm a former collegiate rugby player. St. Valentine University, represent! The MVP awards and state rings I won, the successes I had, were because of my pops, Gordon Hughes. As a kid, he was always there, encouraging me to chase my dreams, to chase the ball. Even if he's no longer with us in person, I will make sure to carry on his legacy. and ensure our family's success. Thank you. Oh, Roger, you're up.
Hello, and thank you all for coming today. I just want to share some of my precious memories with my father. Back when he was still alive, he would often take Glenn and I out to hunt with him. We'd have loaded up the truck with our food, tents, and the guns. It was an experience. We were still young back then, but I remember the first time he... Sorry, it's just a little difficult. I remember that time we went... Thank you, Glenn. Thank you.
Sorry about that. It's been rough for all of us, I'm sure. I will continue Roger's testimony on his behalf. Our father would often take Roger and I hunting. Of course, we never caught anything until we grew a little older. Father was always there, showing us how to do things right. Often, we would have to only load the truck up with his prices, but in time, we'd add to that pile. I remember Roger's first kill. He started crying. Yes, you did. Not because you were happy that you'd finally succeeded, but because you felt bad for the deer when you got up to it. Our father would then teach us the importance of each individual life. That deer would live on with us, and later within us. These life experiences he gave us led us to where we are today. Roger is now a successful chef. I, on the other hand, am a lawyer for the state. After Mom passed away, Dad resolved himself to give us as much support as he could. This wasn't just in our respective businesses, but in our lives and our own growing families. I think it really shows. Wherever you are now, Dad, thank you. God bless.
Thank you, Glenn. My father was a very successful man, like Jonathan said. Our grandfather's company was in the gutters when he got the position. What he accomplished with it was awe-inspiring. Like him, I decided to start with nothing as well. I wanted to climb the ladder with my own grit and sacrifice. I think Father appreciated that someone tried to do without. He was correct to put his faith in me. Roman Estate Co. is as successful as Hughes Property Group. Founding it was an endeavor, and to keep it running has been arduous. It's been like childbirth, something I thought only my wife would experience. Jonathan, as an aside, I believe that it's in my best interest to continue the great legacy that my father created, to continue his business modus operandi. I will buy out Hughes Property Group entirely. I'm sure I can find you a position as well. And that is all I have to say. Felix, back to you.
Thank you, Roman. Next, we have Gordon's closest friends, starting with Mr. William Darby.
All right, got a lot of notes out of that one and a lot of context. Ellis is Gordon's eldest son. He's the one with the sports ring. He appears to not have any children and not be married. Maybe unemployed too. We'll look into that. Roger is the chef. He seems actually quite upset. Not like he's putting on a show or anything. He's a chef, and I think that might have been his card. We'll have to double check that we saw on the book over there. Glenn is the owner of the briefcase. He seems pretty sad, maybe. What do I want to say? Him and Roger both seem like they're being sincere to some extent to me, but Roger more so than Glenn. Could just be the differences of the voice acting and stuff, but yeah, Glenn is the briefcase boy. He's a lawyer. Looks like he has a daughter and an ex-wife based on the briefcase, so that will affect his point tally. Roman is a current CEO, has a son, so he'll probably get the 15% additional. So we'll take a look. What am I doing? Okay. Call Felix for update. Just clear out next week too. Okay, let's look at the image viewer. Right, and let's look at what am I looking for? This. Just kidding, this. Okay. The points. So, if they're unemployed, they will be given a negative point. I think Ellis is unemployed, so we'll do -1. If they have any job in general, they receive 1 point. So +1 for Roger, +1 for Glenn, +1 for Roman. If they have any government job, they receive an additional 1 point. So Glenn is a state lawyer for the prosecution, so he's a prosecutor, that's the word I'm looking for. If they're in a C-suite position, they may receive 2 points to their overall amount. So he gets another +1, right? Or +2. Whatever. +1. Whoever shall have the highest amounts. Oh, wait. Marriage. If they are single, they do not receive or subtract any points. If they are divorced, they have a point taken from them. So we'll take 1 point away from Glenn. Roman mentioned his wife, so we'll add 1 point for Roman since they're married. If they've provided the family with one single male heir, they gain an additional point. So Roman gains an additional point. So Roman gets the extra 15%. Glenn and Roger get the extra 10%. And Ellis gets the additional 5%. Making their totals Ellis 22%. Is that right? Did I do math? Yeah, I did. Okay. Roger 26%. Glenn 24%. And Roman 28%. Double check my numbers here. Yeah, that all adds up. Okay. So, feel pretty confident about those numbers. 22% for Ellis, 26% for Roger, 24% for Glenn, and 28% for Roman. So let's keep in mind that Ellis and Glenn had the least amount here, but Roman and Ellis seem the least affected. So Roman and Ellis, I think, are the most sus, but also Glenn got less money. I think Roger is a-okay. I think Roger is just the most genuine of the bunch. I'm guessing for now Felix is the target of blackmail, but it could be Jonathan. Why can't I type in this box? But why don't spaces work here? Felix or Jonathan? Okay. Put that there for now. How many people were killed? I venture to say 1. But it could be 2. There could be poisoning upstairs, right? Okay. Definitely somebody was shot. That's like for certain. Keep Roger from drinking too much. Roger is the sad one. Roman's son is allergic to nuts. Okay. I think we need more. I think we're missing some stuff. Right? Where is that little shit? Okay. You know my son looks up to you. 4302 is Roman. And all 3 of us agree that he needs to be put in his place. That makes it sound like 3 of the brothers are against one of the brothers, though. Or 3 of the brothers are against maybe Jonathan Reed or... Very interesting. Did we have timestamps on the audio files? No, we don't. Okay. And it couldn't have been any of the guests. The sons were all in the house as I left. This is a white male. Dirt. Why does he have dirt on him? Is this whoever went to Red Sedan around 5:30? Red Sedan. I am beginning to think that 8891 is, well, no, because he took time off of work. Interesting. Okay, let's put some stuff together. Okay, wait. This was pest control. Call me. Need someone to supervise a business contract. We don't have any call logs for either phone. Dad left sniper at log cabin. DA appointed him. Cancel. I may or may not be bamboozled. Let's look around. Looking around. Okay. Hunting book. Hunting books. This is Robert. Yeah. So he's a chef at a fancy schmancy restaurant. Roger and Glenn used to go hunting with the dad, right? Yeah. And none of these are they? I don't know. Okay. We've got was this in this backpack perhaps? And seems like they semi-recently went on a hunting trip, right? since the dad left the sniper rifle at the cabin. Glenn and Roger. Here I am, bamboozled. Something going on up here, right? This either a struggle or a person stumbling. The jingle jangling of keys. Ellis had keys. Is that like... Gasp, Ellis had keys. And there are keys here. So Ellis collapsed. Or Ellis fought someone who collapsed. Whose room is this? This looks like it could be a master bedroom, but it's hard to say because there's a lot of rooms here that we don't necessarily have access to. Sports betting. I'll be rolling in the dough. Yeah, they're not married. Okay. I'm trying my best. I feel like I'm missing something obvious here, right? I mean, Keyboy could have been fighting someone. They could have been shoved over. And they may not have necessarily had any external injuries, but they could have hit their head or something. Or Keyboy could have collapsed, I don't know. Okay, let's think about this. Ellis... He didn't really sound very sad. People grieve differently. Maybe he didn't really feel that much affection. Who the hell are these people? Is this just like... Samuel? And Harmony? Is that the kids, maybe? No, the daughter's name was, Okay, so that's Ruby, Valerie. Samuel and Harmony. Is this the, son and wife of Roman? Did they not show up for some reason? So this is... Hey Felix, I'll be back at 2. Got some things to do. Uh-huh. So this person left right after giving speeches. My son looks up to you. Roman is the youngest. They could be calling Roman the little shit, and the three brothers agree that Roman has it coming to him. Wait, no, my son looks up to you. So this is a text. Because Roman's the only one with a son. (1311) and 5766 deleted texts between each other. Roman is 4302. All three of us. Phone owner. Whose son would look up to? Who would the son of Roman look up to, right? Okay, because the son of Roman's the CEO and founder of a real estate company. His son may look up to any of the brothers, realistically, just depending on what his interests are. Did you hear that shit during the speeches? Man, I'm sick of his attitude. I think that they're talking about Jonathan Reed. How many people were killed? It's 1 or 2. Okay, yeah, so if I put 2, then I get more. Okay. It's 1 or 2. The person upstairs, I don't know if they were killed or if they just had a medical issue of some sort, right? Because maybe... Were there strawberries here? Or nuts, for that matter? Well, I don't think Roman's son attended, right? Because I think this is Roman's son and wife. Bags. Strawberries. Gasp. What are these? Olives and... Olives? Olives, okay. Strawberries. That was a full-size man upstairs, though, with a phone. Oh, wait, yeah, I'm overlooking the fact that the person upstairs had the other phone. Person upstairs had this phone. And this phone... I'm busy with work right now. Just leave me a message. Is this phone... Okay, so we know Roman's 4302. 5766 and 1311 are 2 more brothers. I think, right? Because this is a dead guy's phone. Near the keys. This might be Ellis's phone. 1311 question mark next to Ellis. Man of few words. Who would be busy with work on the night that they gave their speeches, right? This is the night that they gave their speeches? By Friday. Yeah. Who's working the night? Not Ellis. That's for damn sure. Roger can't work from home because he's a chef. Glenn could be 8891. 8891 question mark. Or this could be a message to Reed. Phone was found in the suit pocket of the body on the second floor. Black suit, black dress, pants, black tie, dirt, covered in blood, bullet wound. Right hand ring finger and pinky finger looks twisted. Ring finger and pinky finger looks twisted. Scratch marks on hand and arms. Oh, huh. Okay, so hear me out. Whoever was asked to meet the person outside, they got into some kind of scuffle. They were dragged back inside and shot, perhaps. That's a possibility, I think. Because they already had dirt on them, physically. Guests had already left. So, okay, these two are planning to blackmail somebody. Not necessarily kill him, but maybe the plan to blackmail didn't go so well. There was an altercation. Who would have dirt and scratches on them? As if they were dragged. I feel like it could be Jonathan. We're missing something. I'm missing... okay. So. Whichever person with the phone upstairs, I'm thinking Ellis, Lord Jonathan, they talked outside. The plan would be for Roman to shoot him when he came back in, or they tried to blackmail him, didn't go well, struggle ensued. He brought him back to the house. Maybe he texted this person and said, hey, it's not going well. All three of us agreed he needs to be put in his place. Okay, so 3 of them decide that they're going to blackmail. What's his face? I'll say it's Glenn, Ellis, and Roman. Which would make this Glenn's phone? Wait a minute. Okay, I think this is Ellis's phone. Yeah, Ellis went to rough up what's-his-face outside. Meet up. Confront him. Rough him up, whatever. Doesn't go well. He texts this brother and says, hey, it's not going well. I'm bringing him back here or something. We need to get rid of him. This phone has to be Glenn, right? So Glenn says, all right, bet. bring him back here. Jonathan, Reed, and Glenn Hughes. That's their last name, right? Yep. And so this is text between Glenn and Ellis planning to escalate this, it seems like. What happens to Glenn, though, after this? They come in and fight, whatever. Ellis shoots him. Not Ellis, Glenn shoots him. Ellis heads upstairs. Stumbles. Comes in here, stumbles, passes out, whatever. But why? It didn't say that Ellis was allergic to anything. Maybe Glenn, as a lawyer, knows that it's easier to keep a secret when your co-conspirator is dead. And poisoned him because he had the the exterminator card. That feels like a reach. Feels like a big stretch of a reach. So yeah, struggle could be happening in here. Person was in here, rummaging around, hears it, comes out, goes bang. And that's that, you know? But yeah, I'm gonna say what happened upstairs was just like a medical thing. I'm not gonna say that was a murder unless we have a reason to believe otherwise, right? You know, we'll go with it because I feel like that has to be as close as I can get right now. Fingers crossed. Yikes. Okay, let's try that again. 1 out of 4 was correct.
Which case file would you like to tap? Loading Hughes Manor's Feud.
Which one of the 4? It has to be the percentages, right?
Loading complete.
That's
Good
the
luck.
only one I felt very confident about. Did that say North Carolina? How do I always not know what state we're in? 1 should still be correct, right? Yeah. Alright, so we got the percentages and nothing else.
Which case file would you like to? Loading
Okay.
Hughes Manor's Feud.
Let's think about this. North Carolina, 6:43 p.m. Okay. So 2 people were killed then. Right? Because this is one question, this is one question, this is one question, and then this is one question. Okay, 2 people. We've got that much confirmed, just so we
Which
can...
case file would you like to? Loading Hughes Manor's Feud.
I feel bad that I, just brute force this at some point, but I feel like I need some confirmation that I'm going in the right
Good
direction
luck.
to figure out if I'm even going where I need to go. Who's was the target of the blackmail? How many people were killed? Victim, killer, victim, killer. Okay. So, very well, we could have Felix as the victim of the blackmail, and that's why he left at the time that he did. He was being blackmailed to leave so that they could kill someone. What is Felix's last name? I don't remember. Felix... White. I'm feeling more confident about this, right? That Felix is being blackmailed to leave at a certain... No. I guess not.
Which case file would you like? Loading Hughes Manor Feud.
Felix is not being blackmailed. Not
Loading
Jonathan.
complete. Good
Not
luck.
Felix. 2 people killed. We got the percentages right. I think that upstairs Ellis is the one who's dead, right? Maybe not. Maybe Ellis is the one who killed whoever's up here. There's keys, which makes me think Ellis was here. Some way, shape, form. Whether that means Ellis was poisoned, or Ellis, like, roughed somebody up and strangled them in here. We're gonna put Ellis as a question mark in the victim and in the killer section in 2 different spots. I realized in editing myself that I take really big pauses when I talk sometimes because my brain is like processing while I'm speaking like a different thing than what I'm talking about, so my brain like interrupts my mouth and it's very irritating to me sometimes. Okay, so let's do the phone magic again. 1492 we know is absolutely Felix. 100% they call him Felix by first name. And we know that there are 2 victims and 2 killers. There are keys up here, which make me think Ellis because he had the distinctive key jingle jangle when he went up to talk. Whether Ellis is the victim or the perpetrator, unclear, because if Ellis was stumbling in here after being poisoned, he could drop his keys. If Ellis was stumbling in here after being attacked, he could drop his keys. If Ellis is attacking, he could drop his keys. So, Ellis is involved here, some way, shape, or form, is my belief. This area overlooks this area. I don't know if that's really relevant in any way, right? And it seemed like 3 people were in on thinking that somebody needed to be put in their place, quote unquote. This room appears to be Ellis's room. Ellis appears to still live here, right? Or at least he's staying in this room. So this is the thing, right? If Ellis is the victim here, then Ellis's phone is that one phone. I gotta clear up my notes real bad. Okay, we're gonna get rid of the tallies for the money and stuff because we have that figured out. And we'll get rid of any phone numbers that we don't know for sure. We know for sure 1492 is Felix. We know Ellis has no kids and a girlfriend. We know Roger... Well, actually, we don't know if Roger has... He didn't make any mention of having kids or a girlfriend or a wife. We just know he's a chef. We know the least about Roger, it seems. Right? We know Glenn has a daughter and an ex-wife. Roman honestly seems like he could be the one being blackmailed because he's getting the most money. He sounds irritating, honestly. But he has a son, and whoever had a son was directly corresponding with whoever said that somebody needed to be taken down a peg or whatever it was that they said. So this is in North Carolina, right? This estate, this house. It says that Roger is a chef in New York. Ellis lives here, we think. I'm gonna put chef in New York. Glenn's a prosecutor for the state, but it looks like that state is Nevada. And there's a 723 number business card. Make sure to drive down next week. Driving down from Nevada is not just like oh, I just drive down from Nevada to North Carolina. You know, it's like not like that, but is 723 a real area code? It is not? Okay. Regardless, all of these are 348, and all of those are 348. Roman has a son. We know Roman has a son. You know my son looks up to you. That's what makes me think 4302 is Roman. But does anybody else have the possibility of having a son? We know Ellis has no kids and a girlfriend. We don't really know a lot about Roger, though. So this is like the blackmail plot. It seems like it is very much separate from the murder plot. Or from the murder that happens to occur. Or from the two murders that happen to occur. So who are they planning? The three of them. So three of the brothers, I'm guessing, agree that a fourth brother needs to be put in his place. Roman is this person. Is this Ellis? Glenn and Roger both know how to hunt for sure. I know my son looks up to you. Though the way this is typed, right, seems kind of like how Ellis would type, I would think. Based on his personality and hearing him talk. I feel like I'm going off of very little right now. I feel like there's gotta be some kind of something in this room for me to go off of, right? But there just kind of isn't. I feel like I'm losing my mind right now. That looks like a car. Oh, RV. Rather. Seven, 811. This is Lorraine. Around 5:30, saw a car drive out of mansion property. Unknown driver, red sedan, headed eastbound from scene. And this person already had dirt on them when they were found as the victim. Though they weren't necessarily found in the house, because they might have been found outside the house because there's no outline in the house and it looks like they were dragged. Ring finger and pinky finger looks twisted. That just feels like confusing to me, right? And why they have scratch marks on their hands and arms. Seems like that they tried to fight, or that they were fighting somebody, and those are defensive wounds that they received from somebody. I think one victim is Jonathan Reed. Right? That would be the victim downstairs. Maybe the target of the blackmail is Roman. No, because they talked. Somebody said their son looks up to somebody. Who would have killed Jonathan Reed? Okay, phone that was found on this person was laying here. We're laying here. We are in the mindset of this body. This person's laying here with no physical external wounds, at least, so could have been strangled, etc. A lot of stuff knocked over, though, so could have been poisoned and stumbling, which is what... You know, we're gonna go with my crazy thought of briefcase boy poisoning Ellis. Ellis killing Jonathan. And then being poisoned by Glenn because they're co-conspirators in the murder plot. Sons gave a eulogy. The will was shown. They were conspiring before the will was shown. Right? That's... I need my image viewer. They were conspiring that morning, and this person needed to leave. I don't know about this red car heading eastbound from scene. That is weird to me. Alright, big think. Okay. Possibility. Phone downstairs is Ellis's. Ellis strangled whoever's upstairs and drove off eastbound. That would make Ellis the killer of whichever person is upstairs. Ellis is texting Roman that they need to put somebody in their place. Roman gets the most money. Roger gets the second most money. Maybe it's Roger? My son looks up to you. All three of us agree that he needs to be put in his place. Does anybody else have a son? It's not at all mentioned, right? I guess I could just read this. Jonathan Reed. Gordon hired me, gave me a chance, and told me how to conduct myself. Gordon's own path was similar. I would like to extend an offer to Roman to work as a manager for our company. No, thank you. I'm proud of my current work. I shall give you time to consider. Now I believe that Ellis is next. Thank you. I wouldn't have minded taking the managerial spot. He would take Glenn and I out to hunt with him. That was Roger. Glenn takes over for Roger because Roger's crying. He never caught anything. I remember Roger's first kill. He started crying. He felt bad for the deer. Our father would teach us the importance of each individual life. That deer would live on with us and later within us. Roger is a chef. I am a lawyer for the state. I wanted to climb the ladder with my own grit and sacrifice. I think father appreciated that. That was Roman. And Roman wants to buy out the property group. And that seems like that wasn't well liked. Maybe, so this is either Glenn or Roman. Roger could very well have a son as well that just wasn't mentioned. Maybe Roman? Maybe Glenn. Why would you want to blackmail either of these people? What is the motive to blackmail either of these people, right? Because Glenn is sad. He's a self-righteous lawyery type who thinks he's self-made, right? That could be a reason to put him in his place. But could be Roman, since he's got a big head, he has a real estate company of his own, and wants to buy out the Hughes Group real estate company. I don't know. Let's get rid of these two and see if Roman is the right answer, because then we should have 3 correct if Roman's the right answer here. Yeah, okay, Roman. So I think Roger has a son
Which Hughes
too.
file would you like to tackle?
It's gonna be another long one. It already is a long one. Editing will save my life here, hopefully. Okay, target of blackmail is Roman. Because Roman has the most money, Roman needs to be put in his place. Roman is just generally quite an unlikable fellow. Roman is target of blackmail. So Roman's not 4302. That was like a sun-themed red herring. That Roman is a different number. 4302 is Roger? Right? Because Ellis doesn't have a son. He says just the two of us to his girlfriend. That's my theory. And Glenn has a daughter, not a son. Unless he has a son too. Dinner with Joseph Michaels. All Valerie will be a good time to see Ruby. He just mentions Ruby, so like he would mention his son too if he had a son. I would think. And we don't know much about Roger generally, so Roger has a son. And Roger has like these regretful, remorseful kind of feelings. So 1492 is Felix. 4302 is Roger. So phone owner down here is not Roger, not Roman. It's Roman's the target. So Glenn or Ellis. So, yeah, either the phone upstairs or the phone downstairs, Glenn or Ellis. Phone upstairs and phone downstairs texted each other and deleted texts. Phone upstairs, man of few words. This would have been, so 8891 is Roman, because he's the target of the blackmail. They wanted to talk to him because the plan was still on. At 5:15, and then, so yeah, they're gonna blackmail him. This person talks to other person. This phone does the blackmail? Does this phone do the blackmail, or does the other phone do the blackmail, though? Because what did they go out at 2 for? Hang on. This phone said, I'll be back at 2. But they didn't carry out the plan yet at 2. No way, I'm stopping now. So did this person go out to collect blackmail information? Inner suit sleeve scratch marks on hands and arms. Which is like pretty common of defensive wounds from strangling, right? Because the person claws at their hands and arms. And their fingers might look twisted, dirt on underside of body covered in blood, bullet wound, forehead. Right hand, ring finger and pinky finger look twisted. Scratch marks on hands and arms. So this person either strangled somebody or three brothers decide they're going to blackmail their fourth brother. They bring it up to the fourth brother. They meet outside for this, though, right? So I'm busy with work right now. It needs to be in person. This, I think, is when they do some of the blackmailing, right? When they bring up the blackmail. I'm busy with work right now. Meet me outside. Okay, they talk outside. The phone upstairs and Roman talk outside. So this be Glenn or Ellis? The big question is, which one is Glenn and which one is Ellis of these two phones? Because we think Roman is accounted for because they're talking about Roman in the third person on the other phone. And we think Roger is accounted for because he's the one who feels remorseful and says, I can't believe we're doing this. My son looks up to you. Where the hell is that little shit at 5:42? .24, they meet outside. Roman and Glenn or Ellis talk outside. They do this whole thing, right? The person who's shot downstairs has defensive wounds on their arms. So the person downstairs may have strangled the person upstairs, but the person upstairs is sending texts up until 5:23. And theoretically they meet with the person outside. So their betrayal here, is that what happens? Where is that little shit? Is what downstairs phone says to Roger after a certain amount of time. Y'all, I'm stumped. Upstairs events, downstairs events. Downstairs person has marks on their arms. And drag marks. Maybe the marks on their arms are from being dragged, however. But why would their fingers be twisted? It really seems like defensive strangling wounds. Seems like person up here may have been strangled. Maybe this whole situation went out of hand, right? Maybe person upstairs says, I need to talk to Roman, right? So maybe this is Glenn's phone, right? So maybe Glenn goes and talks to Roman about the blackmail outside. Maybe they get into a physical fight. Okay, let's say Glenn Hughes is killed upstairs. Sorry, I meant Ellis. Let's say... Wait. Who shot them here? The person got the gun here and went blammo here before or after they were dragged. They could have been knocked down outside, which would be why they would have dirt on them. So I think it would make more sense for them to be dragged inside and shot, because why would you drag them outside, right? In, like, the afternoon, the neighbors are gonna notice that you just dragged someone outside versus dragging them inside and then killing them. But the person on the ground had what appeared to be defensive wounds on their arms. There was one person who drove away, headed eastbound. And the person who drove away eastbound was neither Glenn nor Ellis because both of their phones are here. Person on ground down here has wounds, defensive wounds. This is Ellis. Yeah? Who kills Ellis? Ellis strangles someone upstairs or strangles someone outside. There's only 2 people killed. If Ellis Hughes strangles Roman upstairs, no. If Ellis Hughes strangles Glenn, no. There's something just not lining up with the texts that I am getting caught up on, right? Okay. So the plan, and then where the hell is that little shit? That's at 542. So they're planning, and then he says, where the hell is that little shit? So he is either looking for Roman. He's either looking for Roman or Glenn. Upstairs phone must be Glenn. Glenn talks to Roman, maybe tells him about the plot that is going to happen. Maybe he changes his mind on this whole thing. This guy meets with Roman. Maybe he warns Roman of what is going to happen. He changes his mind. So this is Glenn, right? Glenn is strangled by Ellis because he's like, you backstabbed me on our plan here. And then Ellis is shot downstairs. Yeah, maybe Roman gets away because of the warning. Ellis and Glenn struggle outside. Ellis and Glenn come inside. Ellis kills Glenn upstairs by strangling him. He gets all the defensive wounds. Maybe Ellis heads downstairs after strangling Glenn to go find Roman now because Roman got away. And maybe Roger, because we know he knows how to use a gun, realizes this is too far and shoots Ellis because he's feeling remorseful and he's feeling like he doesn't want to lose all of his brothers. Nope, that should say Roger. Roger. Right? Okay, so Glenn warns Roman. Ellis comes outside and sees what's happening. Roman runs away. Ellis is able to grab Glenn. They fight. They roll around a little bit. Whatever. They take the struggle into the house. Or who knows, maybe Ellis even strangles Glenn outside. Yeah, maybe they struggle outside. He gets knocked down and gets dirt on him and then overpowers Glenn and strangles him. What are the drag marks about, though? Is this right? Why was that right? Who was the father's favorite son? Probably Roman. Because Roman was married, had a son, followed in his CEO founder footsteps, did all of that at the youngest age. We got our question mark achievement. You can't see it because it doesn't show up on the recording, but I am interested to know what this says because why am I right about that? On May 16th, 2003 at 1 p.m., a gathering was held to honor the death of Gordon Hughes. At 1 p.m. Didn't they get together at like 11? Okay, whatever. Friends and family of the late Gordon came together to pay their respects and share heartfelt eulogies. After the gathering concluded, the guests departed and Felix left to attend to some errands. The only individuals remaining were Gordon's 4 sons. Ellis, proceeded with his plan to blackmail Roman. Roger and Glenn were also in on the plan, although with varying degrees of hesitation. They all agreed that Roman's comments were out of hand and disrespectful to their father's legacy. Of the two, Roger and Glenn, Roger was more willing to follow Ellis as long as his own 2 children weren't around to see the conflict. Oh, his 2 children, not his wife and child. Interesting. Or girlfriend and child. Okay, so he didn't bring his 2 children. On the other hand, Glenn, after contemplating the consequences of their actions, warned Roman about the impending scheme, prompting Roman to leave. Upon discovering Glenn's betrayal, Ellis confronted him, leading to a heated argument that escalated into a physical altercation. Losing control, Ellis pursued Glenn upstairs, causing damage to the walls and furniture, eventually ending Glenn's life with his own hands. Okay, so I think I'm right that they had a struggle, but why does he have dirt underneath him? We'll see. Overhearing the commotion, Roger retrieved a gun from the hunting closet, fearing the worst, and confronted Ellis when he reached downstairs. After Ellis confessed to what happened, Roger reached a state of emotional distress now that Glenn, his brother, and a close friend were killed. He snapped and fired 1 bullet straight into Ellis's head, ending his life instantly. Oh. Realizing what he had done, he panicked, dragging Ellis's body outside before fleeing the scene. Yeah, that's the part that really tripped me up, I feel like. Why? Why did he drag him outside? That part makes no sense. I thought maybe some scuffle had to have happened outside first. And that's what really threw me off. Well,
Which case file would you like to tackle?
we did it. There's no secondary question mark, no more secrets. So with that, looks like we've completed Scene Investigators. So thank you so much for watching through the entirety of Scene Investigators with me. Not sure what I'm gonna play next. Maybe I'll try a different mystery kind of game. Maybe I'll try something goofy instead. We'll see. We'll see what the future holds. But again, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a really good rest of your day. Goodbye.